everyone, thanks for joining me, your sports pilot James Glory, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNT World, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sports every Tuesday. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned, because we will be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. Quite an exciting moment for Manchester United fans all over the globe, and what an exciting weekend they had after defeating Manchester City. We'll be back on that particular topic, but before now, let's start from the world of Formula 1, where Charles Leclerc has won the Monaco Grand Prix on home soil, and also he was able to win the Driver of the Day award. He made podium with the Ferrari driver and his teammates when you talk about Carlos Sainz, and also Lando Norris making podium in the Monaco Grand Prix. Max Verstappen was nowhere to be found on podium, as he managed to finish 6th position, just ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who finished 7th position. The Red Bull driver this time around did make podium, and this means that Charles Leclerc has won the Monaco Grand Prix on home soil for the very first time. Quite a dramatic event that took place in the world of Formula 1 during the weekend. And also, let's move down to the world of darts, as we know that during the week we saw Luke Loeffler winning the Darts Premier League in his debut season, defeating Luke Offering in the finals of the competition. The 17 years old this time around has claimed the Darts Premiership in his debut season. Quite an exciting young star and a young talent who is a fan of Manchester United. I can imagine the feeling of Luke Loeffler right now all throughout the week. And also, quickly, let's go down to the world of football, where we start our journey from the La Liga. We talk about the Barcelona feminine team, who were able to win the Champions League title against the most successful team in the world of football, where we talk about the Champions League and the female side of football, Lyon. They were able to see off Lyon 2-0 in the finals of the Champions League to win that competition for the third time in the history of the club. This means that Barcelona Feminine have been able to win 4 trophies this season. Quite a dramatic and an incredible season that they are having in the world of football. You remember at the semi-final first leg, they were defeated by Chelsea, but they came back to defeat Chelsea to proceed to the finals of that competition, where they were able to later defeat Lyon in the finals of the competition. Thumbs up to Barcelona Feminine, doing incredibly well this season in the world of football. And also in the world of football, let's take our time to dissect the managerial career of so many managers in the world of football, where we see that so many managers have been sacked. So many managers have decided to leave their club. Remember that Xavi was sacked by Barcelona during the weekend. Quite a shocking one. That story is kind of a roller coaster for some of Barcelona fans. You remember that Xavi has decided at some point to leave Barcelona, but later said he had a meeting with Deco, the president of Barcelona, and they agreed that he will be staying on. But just this week we saw the news, which may be kind of shocking for Barcelona fans, as Xavi has been sacked and they have appointed Hansi Flick as the new manager of Barcelona. Will Hansi Flick be able to do what Xavi was unable to do as the manager of Barcelona? You remember too that Roberto Di Zerbi has decided to leave Brentford this season and is looking forward to another chapter in the world of football. Thomas Tuchel also has said he will be leaving Bayern Munich, and a shocking one for Bayern Munich also being linked to the coach of Burnley. You remember that Vincent Kompany couldn't make it in the Premier League with Burnley as they return back to the Championship, but he has been linked with a dramatic move to Bayern Munich and is set to sign the contract with Bayern Munich. Another interesting one is Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool and Slot taking charge of Liverpool next season. And in the Premier League also, we know that David Moyes will be leaving West Ham and they have appointed Lopetegui. You remember Lopetegui's spell in the Premier League was with Wolves as the Wolves manager, but he is returning to the Premier League as the West Ham manager. What difference will he be making with West Ham in his return to the Premier League? You would remember that Unai Emery returning to Aston Villa after coaching Arsenal was able to impact Aston Villa as they are on their way to the Champions League this season. You remember also that during the week we got an announcement from Toni Kroos, who has announced that he will be retiring from football after the Euro 2024 that will be taking place in June. Toni Kroos has one more match to play for Real Madrid, but quickly let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back we continue right from where we stop. Welcome back. Interesting weekend we must have had, and continuing from where we stopped, Toni Kroos have one more match to play for Real Madrid and he will be playing at the Wembley Stadium on Saturday. Will he be able to finish with Real Madrid winning their 15th Champions League title as they will be taking on Borussia Dortmund in the finals of the competition? All eyes on Real Madrid, who are the most successful team in the Champions League history, and also they didn't have an easy route to the finals of the competition. Remember, they were able to see off Manchester City and see off Bayern Munich. Will they be able to beat Borussia Dortmund, who appears to be not equal to their standard, but we know what underdogs can do in the world of football? Will they be able to win that in Wembley on Saturday? And another interesting one, talking about the Wembley Stadium and the famous red of Manchester United, as the red are on their way to Wembley. They didn't only make it down to Wembley, they were able to defeat their noisy rival Manchester City, who has been more successful than they are in the FA Cup finals. At the latter end of the season, Manchester United were able to defeat Manchester City 2-1 in the FA Cup final to book their place in European competition. It was a dramatic one. It's a dream come true for them, and what a way to end their horrible season in the Premier League and in the world of football, as they'll be back to the Europa League by the FA Cup route. You remember that Manchester United finished 8th position in the Premier League, but regardless, they'll be playing in the Europa League because they were able to win the FA Cup against their arch rival Manchester City, and this means that Chelsea will only be playing in the UEFA Conference League next season. Quite a devastating one for them. They have parted way with their head coach, also Mauricio Pochettino. What could be their reason for doing that? But this time around, they'll be playing in the Europa Conference League, and Newcastle, though finishing 7th in the Premier League, won't be participating in any European competition. Congratulations to all Manchester United fans across the world. Glory, glory, Man United is what all of them will be singing all throughout this week. And also talking about the Premier League, and interesting news and a quick update on the 20 teams that will be playing in the Premier League next season, as we know that Burnley Sheffield United and Luton Town has been relegated to the Championship, but we can now confirm to you that 3 teams have gotten their promotions back to the Premier League, as we know that Leicester City is back to the Premier League and Ipswich is back to the Premier League. The Saints, Southampton have been able to make it back to the Premier League after defeating Leeds United at the Wembley Stadium 1-0, and this means that they didn't stay long in the Champions League. Leicester are back to the Premier League after just leaving last season, and Southampton are back. We have a new face in the Premier League next season where we'll be watching Ipswich in the Premier League next season. And also interesting one where we will decide to take our final trip to Turkey, where we talk about Galatasaray. We were able to win the Turkish league for the 24th time, finishing at the top of the league with 102 points in this Turkish league. Quite an interesting one for Galatasaray. And this is the length at which will be going on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on TNT. Well, for more news and sports stories and your suggestions, feel free to comment on the comment section. Enjoy your week, remain blessed. Thank you, stay safe.